Don't tell Dad about my spelling test. Don't tell him I can't tell one letter from the next. Don't tell Dad how stupid I am. I'd hate for him to think I'm any thicker than I am. But she did tell Dad. And Dad did say, don't worry about that. It's just silly anyway. It's not your fault how those letters evolve with loops and dots and sticks and curls. But here's a little trick for the B and the D. Just draw a little picture of a B-E-D, bed, you see. Beginning and the end, that's where the stick goes. There's lots of other tricks, and I'll teach you those. Don't tell Dad that I can't do maths. Don't tell him I can't calculate the Y from the X. Don't tell him that I didn't even do my best. I just closed my eyes and put my head on the desk. But she did tell Dad. Dad did say, don't worry about that, it's just silly anyway. There's lots of great things in this world you can do without a quadratic or a cosine rule. And let's draw a diagram, and then you'll see it's never as clever as they make it out to be. Don't tell Dad I got so drunk that I lost certain functions with unfortunate results. Don't tell Dad that I cried and I puked and I broke something valuable that can't be reproduced. But she did tell Dad, and Dad did say, don't worry about that, it's just silly anyway. You should have seen me in 1973 when Sunderland won the cup thanks to Jimmy Montgomery, and I jumped on the table and I fell and broke my nose. And your mother always wondered how I ever did get home. Don't tell Dad that it turns out I'm gay. Don't tell him because I know it's only going to cause him pain. Because Dad believes in families, and families look like this, with a mother and a father and a scattering of kids. But she did tell Dad, and Dad did say, don't worry about that, it's just silly anyway. There are no rules sent down here from above, and there's nothing on it anyway that's capable of love. And yes, I love my family, but one day I'll love yours. And whatever shape that family takes, I'll have an open door. Don't tell Dad that I had to leave my job. Don't tell him that I'm working back at the old shop. Don't tell Dad I got so stressed and depressed that even the doctor said it's probably for the best. But she did tell Dad, and Dad did say, don't worry about that, it's just silly anyway. Have you got enough money for your food and your rent? I'll have a word with your mother and see if we can help. But you can't do a job if it's making you ill, and there's nothing wrong with a job working behind the till. Don't tell the kids that we've had a diagnosis. Don't tell them that we talked to the doctor and the nurses. Don't tell the kids that we looked at the screen and they pointed at the shadows and they told us what they mean. But she did tell the kids, and the kids came round. And Dad says it's probably just a shot across the bows, and there's plenty of time and there's no need to worry. But now might be the time for me to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you ever thought my love came with conditions. Because like being good at spelling or making great decisions, or like being straight or being happy or accumulating wealth, or being always sober or perfect mental health. And I'm sorry if you ever thought my love could be diminished, because it couldn't, and it wasn't, and it wouldn't, and it isn't.